Hi, and welcome to the Ada K Show. I am Ada K. Brown, and am currently a criminal justice major, and I'm a deaf courtroom commentator. Grab a cup of Java, and let's dive in. Hello, everybody. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for your kindness and your a lot of y'all are hopping on and trying to communicate with me. Thank you so very much. Just letting you know, my home is somewhat safe. We had trees down in the backyard, big trees, but there have been reported deaths. We have more rain coming, and the river is 40 feet out of banks. As some of y'all saw when I was on earlier, I popped on and showed y'all some images and stuff on Facebook. This is very serious. I am on standby. I'm going to share with you uh our Channel 4 news.
Construction that we saw in Kerrville actually moved its way south. You know, Center Point is a lot more sparsely populated.
Center Point is a really, really, really small town, a couple of thousand people. It is about 20 miles or 20 minutes away from my front door.
Of the situation up there, you know, just exit.
So we're going to come this bridge. Let me get back. This bridge is right here, is the base of that bridge. It got up to this high. It got up higher. This bridge, where it sits with this water, is 40 feet above the banks. I pray for my fellow citizens. All of this area where you see right here, we had a huge stage, probably $100,000 worth of equipment with speakers. They were going to have bands. We had all the 4th of July stuff set up. We had Buzzy's Barbecue and other food trucks. Buzzy's Barbecue prized pit. He was pit master, United States pitmaster champion. Big deal. Oh, there's something floating down the river right there. He was all the food trucks, police vehicles. I hope they were able to get that out. Their SWAT team vehicle, their incident command vehicle, all of that was down here. And it is horrible. We have another round of storms going to hit us in the next 5 minutes. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is what's coming through. This is what we've been dealing with all night. This is where we are now. So you can see right now where my little blue arrow is where I'm sitting. Now my home, my personal home is where you see Mount Wesley is just south and just a little south of that. But this is where my shop is, where the shop is. And if you see this, if you follow that line and it says Kerrville, just below the E in the Kerrville, right here, you'll see Guadalupe River. It is flooded all the way 40 feet above its banks. And so this is what's coming. And we have rain probably up until about 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then we have potentially more rain. Y'all, this is bad. My home is not out of the woods yet. If we have more rain, my home may not be so safe. But right now, it looks like, oh, here comes more storms building. It just depends. Our flash flood warning goes until noon. But this is the worst rain we have had. Now, when I'm they say 100 years, I moved to Kerrville in 2002. I moved to Kerrville, and we had a rain that was second to this. it didn't get this high, but it got 28 to 32 feet above literally the banks. And so this has surpassed that. And my heart and prayers go out with everybody in my community. This is horrible. Very much so horrible. This bridge has withstood so many floods. I am very, very amazed at the technology. For those who were just joining, this is a mile away from me.
Driving into town, things seemed actually pretty laid back, but as soon as I got over this bridge, I was completely awestruck at the amount of water in the area. You know, I've seen trees, barrels, all sorts of objects floating down this water. I haven't seen any cars yet, but this power, the power of the stream and current right now is absolutely incredible. If I look over here, we can actually see where Louise Hayes Park is. It's totally unrecognizable, completely flooded over.
Let me see if I can find you. I'll find you a
picture. There we go, a large tree trunk floating down the river right now. If you're familiar with this area, you know how high above ground this bridge sits. It's actually what I want to say, like, this is just eyeballing, an eyeball estimation, 20, 30 feet off the ground, and we have water immediately under the bridge. Absolutely incredible. We have emergency operations over here at the intersection.
I'm going to share this with you just so you guys get an idea of what it looks normally. This is totally underwater. Here's the bridge. You can see it in the background. And the river is barely over here by my little finger, okay? And in this picture, this is all underwater. This park is gone. Totally destroyed. I'm trying to find all of this, everything. Okay, this here gives a good indication. You see these poles sitting up here? This is approximately 30 feet. So all of this that you see here is 100% underwater. 100% underwater. Can I just have a cup of coffee with creamer, please? Thank you. Oh, I need to turn on my Firecom radio. I am on call, so if there's now that I'm up and about, I didn't know it, but that said, so everything up in this area here where you see it looks like a walking path is underwater, and that's at least 30 feet there. This is another angle of the park. The water, see these trees way back here where my arrow is? The water is all the way back there. You can't even see it. This fish is a historical monument made of tile. It is completely underwater. It is probably not there anymore. It is sturdy, but not that sturdy. Here's a good overview. This is downstream from what you've been seeing. This is the back part of the park. You see all this grass and everything. You see up here, let me see, can I zoom in on that? I can. Do you see the pavilion and you see this little mall area up here? The water is all the way up here. All the way up here. And all of this area that you see here was where the staging was going to be for the 4th of July. It is totally gone. All of the, I'm sorry, I got my Firecom radio on. If it goes off, I got to listen. All of this is underwater, about 30, 40 feet. The top of this is not even seen. It's gone. It's destroyed. We no longer have, that is totally gone. Here's a side view of the park again. So all of this, here's a good river view. This bridge is 40 feet. So everything underneath that is gone. This is the dam. If you saw, that was the bridge. Let me just get this back here and pause it. Pause. Thank you. This high part here is the top of the bridge. This dam is probably destroyed. Sorry to say. Let me see this picture. Oh, this is a great view. This over here is where all the fun was. See this right here? This is 40 feet. It's underwater. All of this is underwater. This is raging. And all that flooding you saw covers 100% of this. I'm trying to see. I'm really worried though about the people downstream in this area, for example. I'm really worried about all the businesses. This mural is destroyed. This is under the bridge, and it was way cool. You could park under the bridge. They had parking, and this wonderful artist did murals on the underside of the park, and that is all destroyed. Oh, that's a cute picture. This is a lookout area. It's probably close to being, but here's another picture. All of this is destroyed. Okay, this is a good picture. This gives you an idea of how deep this is right now. The water literally was up here. Literally up there. Early this morning. Yes, one sunny day. Please check on your grandmother. Okay, here's a flood. Here's a picture of a flood. This is the worst flood that we had back in the day. And this is about 15 feet. And you can see the bridge here. And you can see what the difference in height is. This is the worst we normally get. Horrible. I am floored and flabbergasted, and well, it is what it is, but
I haven't seen too heavy of a police presence, but I'm going to be investigating that. In the meantime, we do have this extremely high.
So I-10 in the Alamo area is fine. Oh, this is way up. Where are you at, boo? Let me see where you parked your car. Oh, I know where this is. Uh-oh. Hold on. This is about 5 miles south of the bridge. All the low water crossings are down. But look at that. That's about 5 miles past what you just saw. Look at all the businesses and everything. They're all flooded.
Medic 3, respond now to 120 Merritt Road for the Hunt United Methodist Church. 120 Merritt Road, Hunt United Methodist Church. Has PD who's advising 60 hospital victims on scene. 3 not possible. This is for zone 2 first responders. Not possible.
Oh, we may have another victim.
Side of the river and see what's going on with the situation in these homes. So back to you for the moment.
I really don't like people getting that close to the river like these people are, and that canoe there. I don't like that because this river can rise within minutes. And now these people have blocked this person in. This is older people. They're trying to rescue their home. Look, this is going into their home. They're trying to rescue her. Aw. But there are people standing there too close to the river. Oh, wow. Poor people. Thank you, Jesus, that my home is safe. That home was totally swept away. And we have had some death.
Very, very upset.
There it is.
So
Look,
let's go back to
people were in it.
Really quick. A house was once here. There was once a house right here. I'm not sure if it was actually this house, but residents tell me that a house was completely swept away. Kerrville police still trying to figure out the situation of what actually happened and what is going on. But this.
Yeah, all this was underwater. Oh my gosh. What street is this, dude? Give me a street. That's not too far from where I live. That's like, I think this is blocks away.
Or this is our house right here. Well, I mean, did it move down the way a little bit? Did it move at all? It got shoved over here. Where was your house originally at?
That right there is the front.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't like interviewing victims when they're in that state. I don't like it.
So these are actually the front stairs you're showing me right here.
I don't like them showing the victims. I don't like interviewing. Oh, Whitewater. Oh, I've done this once. Don't want to do it again. You know, I was awake and up
of
at the
where this
we
water
got
actually
up.
came up
I
to.
couldn't
So it looks
sleep
like
last night.
it's come all the way up here.
I could not sleep last night. I was really struggling for another reason. I will share that with you later, but um I know where that is. That there is the VA hospital. Kerrville VA hospital. So that's about 5 miles downstream. Anyway, I woke my son up and it was raining. I just couldn't go to sleep. I don't know what it was. And so I decided, let's go to the shop. I've got homework. I've got to try to get resubmitted. We lost some power. I wasn't able to submit. So I was up here at 4 o'clock in the morning. 3:33 exactly is when I submitted my homework. It was after 4 o'clock this morning that I was able to lay down. I had no idea. I did not turn this on. I had no idea. Um, Guys, be in prayer for us because we still have more to come. Just so you can see down here at the slide bar where I'm moving my cursor, this is where we are now in the storm. And if you can see where the blue arrow is, that's the shop. That is where we are at the shop right now. My home is see where the yellow which says Mamacitas, it's real little. You see Kerrville, you go up. I'm between the yellow and the green Holdsworth Road. I'm right here. See where it says Harper Street? My home is just north of the H on Harper Street. I wish I can pinpoint it. Can I? Why can't I pinpoint this? No, pinpoint. It won't let me. But if y'all, okay. See where it says right, my house is the second one down from Pershing's Avenue. So, we are not far from the river, but thank God it did not get up to us. So we've got a lot more rain to come. So the flooding is not over for us. It is just not over for us. It will be later this afternoon. This is Center Point, Texas. It looks like Whitewater. There's a water rescue going on. I guess. What are they? Is it an animal? What are you trying to get? Please tell me that's. I don't want to see if that's a human or an animal. I don't want to see it.
Too close in case it is. I'm not entirely sure what this is, but let me take a zoom back a little bit.
Please do.
In case it's. There you go. I'm going to keep it right there.
Lord have mercy. Please do not let that be a human being. We have had some death. We've had some people washed down river. Lord, please do not let that be a human being. Tinkitude? What do you mean it was? I don't know. I've done this. I once, and I will not do water rescue again. I had to qualify in it, and I actually had to do a real one, but I won't.
I'm here. I'm here, Brad. Oh, you know what? I think
that's a body.
Hey. Yeah. That looks like a person. I believe I'm here. I'm here. You got me?
respond to 134 CP River
Yeah,
Road, 134 CP River Road, and Center Point for medical evaluation, priority queue. Respond on each one.
Nope, that's who they're calling. Well, that's what they're calling out right there. Center Point, right there. That's where that is.
Was a person that they were pulling out.
Lord have mercy, Jesus, bless that family. Bless that family. Oh my gosh. Bless that poor family. Y'all pray for my community. I know this happens all over the world. I get it. I could know that person. Who knows? Thank you that they were able to recover the remains. Lord bless that family. All I can say. Okay, guys. Y'all, they just pulled a person from the river. I can show this now. I was hoping it was just like a bag, like a sleeping bag or maybe a comforter that got pushed down river. I was not preparing for. Wow. Well, I have done a lot of first response stuff. I'm used to a lot of stuff, but this, for some reason, is hitting me hard today. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it is. I'm changing my background to this, guys. I'm getting the 4th of July stuff off, and no, that's not what I want. Thank you. Delete. So please keep my community in your prayers. This is hard. This is not a 4th of July that we wanted. Oh, somebody else is covering this too. I'm just I am all too familiar with this area, all too familiar with those first responders, and Lord, that is horrible to have to do what they just did. So we have, just to give you a heads up, we have more rain heading this way. N- 9.5 inches of rain is what we had within a few hours. 9.5 inches of rain in the last few hours. So this gives you a little bit. You can see how it comes back. Y'all, I'm speechless. My home is okay. However, my home,
I'm gonna have to.
I built up the yard about this much.
Any of that situation
by
get on
stacking,
right now?
by stacking. Would you those they're rocks.
body.
They're about this big, and they're about that big square, and they're about that long. We stacked it. We built up the front of the yard because it had a huge slope. Had I not done that years ago, we would have been flooded. Water got up to my neighbors on either side of me, got up to their into their front doors. But because my yard was built up, that water acted like a retaining wall. Um, I am they're not cinder blocks. They're longer. They're solid rock. It's a rock, but it's shaped like a twink, like a it's it's 2 feet by that big square, and we stacked them. And um, it yeah. So I can feel, or I can feel the vibration of the rain getting stronger. This is devastating, and it's going to continue to get stronger, and more flooding is going to happen. The sad thing is I think what was so difficult is that the flooding happened in the middle. They're like border rocks, but they're about that big, big square, and about that long, and they're heavy. They're heavy, heavy. So I am so happy that I did that. Um, so I'm trying to find other videos. But I can, we have the roof, it is very hard right now. It is raining quite hard right now. Um,
now.
Sue, what can you see there? What's going on there?
Barry, the flood is not here yet, but as many of us know, wall of water is coming this way. We are
Just
underneath
Comfort.
I-10 in Comfort. This is the Guadalupe River.
All right, Comfort is about 15, 20 miles from me.
There is nothing happening
Ow.
here yet. That's because the water is not here yet. I have been on the road. I haven't heard what we've said, but just for historical perspective, tubing rates are 300. If it's 500 cubic feet per second, that's for experts only. The flow rates on these rivers this morning have been in excess of 120,000 cubic feet per second. There is a wall of water coming this way.
Whoa. Usually 5 to 10 cubic feet. 10 is expert on tubing. We're over 100,000 cubic feet. Oh my
We're down
God.
low. As soon as we get through
120,000.
talking to you here, we're going to.
I know I'm talking over it. 120,000 cubic feet. That's a wall of water.
Get out of here, and we're going to go up to higher ground, which is what they've been telling people all morning. Be safe. It's daylight. Remember, don't drive on roads you can't see, because as we move forward, you don't know if the road is even going to be there. Stay with us. Back to you guys. We're on the road.
Yeah, Sue,
safe.
get to some higher ground quickly, please.
Yes, that woman should get to.
Yeah, good morning, Marissa. Good morning, everyone. They have told us a crazy story about how they made it out safely. They were down on the river in Kerrville, and I want to introduce you to Ed and Denise Hutnett because they managed to get their RV out. This was their inaugural trip in this RV, right? And you got it out safely. Ed, tell me a little bit about how you guys managed to make it out about 2:30 in the morning, right before the height of these storms.
My grandma has rain, but her place hasn't flooded. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I got to get my glasses back on. Sorry. One sunny day, if you need me to, if I go into San Antonio later, I will check on her. I am kind of overwhelmed, honestly. I'm sorry, I have people contacting me. I have to answer. Oh, last night, still power outages. My phone emergency tones went off all last night. Yeah. Okay, let's watch that.
It was just funny. We were woken up by a bolt of lightning and looked outside. It's raining like crazy. And we decided, well, maybe we ought to just hook up just in case. And so we started prepping, just in case. We watched the river. So far, nothing had happened, but we started looking at the radar boxes on the news, and we saw that this storm is just spinning in the headwaters of Guadalupe, and you're going, I don't know. We don't feel good. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I don't want to risk anything. So we decided to pull out, and about 2:30 in the morning, we were one of the first RVs. There was one other RV that pulled out ahead of us, and we decided to come to the Walmart parking lot because we knew it was high ground, and we knew where it was. It's turned out to be the reunification point for so many people, but we feel amazingly blessed that we made it out.
Absolutely. And it was Denise's woman's intuition and her gut that said, let's get out of here, Denise. I tell you what, y'all were on a sandbar, right? Tell me.
We were. Well, we were literally like 10 feet from the water. 10 feet behind our RV was the river. So we just kept looking at it going, well, it looks okay right now, but looking at radar, we just kept saying, no, I think it's a wise idea to try to get out of here. And like you said, it was our first trip in our new RV. Yeah. So this is a great vacation. Happy 4th, everyone.
Tell me now, in hindsight, what are you thinking when you see all this flood water and you see it rise to the level it did? Either one of you, well, what are your impressions now in hindsight?
Well, we just thank God that again, we were able to get out safely, and we pray for all the people that were caught, that, there's not loss of life. You can replace trailers, even brand new ones, but you can't replace life. So we hope everybody gets out safely.
Yeah. And there was probably 5 of us down on that little inlet. And when we left, only 2 of us had left. So I really hope the other people got out of there before it came.
I can say that the RV park owners did call us this morning trying to make sure that everybody got out. So again, we feel very, very lucky, very blessed.
Definitely. And we are so grateful that you guys made it out safely. This is a great story, a great outcome to this story. Yeah. And you guys going to take that RV out again?
Yes, we will. I think we're going to look at the weather more carefully next time or something.
All right. Thank you so much. And their dog Moose, we want to say their dog Moose also made it out okay. And is still waiting for his restroom trip. He still hasn't made it out to the restroom. They've been walking around, and that's how I met him in this parking lot. Walmart doing such a great job.
I just can't. Where am I getting all this? Hold on, guys. I'm getting a bunch of noise that I should not be getting. What's open? This one's open. Okay. Sorry about that. I had one of a page open, and it was just screaming in my ears, and I had to figure it out. The rain is getting heavier, guys. So we are being very mindful of the rain right now. I'm going to unmute.
Some of these power is flooded out. The roads to where they need to get to fix some of these power outages, they can't get to because those roads are flooded out. Jeanette, you targeted this, and we're talking about this long before we went on the air this morning. You said this is going to be a real issue. I'll ask you what I asked Marisa earlier, and it's rhetorical, so I'm not holding you to it, but the power of what's coming over the next hour and a half or 2 hours. What would you do if you're someone that is living in that area? Would you pack up and try to get out? Would you
get out?
How would you approach?
Don't pack. This is why I preach to people all the time. You always need to have what we call a go box, go bag, go tub, all your important documents, everything. You need to have everything. It's in 1 or 2 places that you can get to and throw in your cart and leave. Birth certificates, all your important legal documents and all of that. And this wall, when it does hit a comfort, is going to hit hard and fast. So they should be evacuating now. They should not be toying around with this. This is
The next
beyond
few
deadly.
hours, if you lived out in Western Bexar County.
So, well, outside of Bexar County, yes, to our north and west. Well, it really depends. It's hard to say. I don't want to tell folks to pack up and leave if there's no way for them to get out. So first, I think you should assess what's going on around your own home.
Morning, Japhanie. So the vibe is definitely scary over here, even residents in Center Point. So I've talked to a number of residents here to where one's house was flooded.
See, this is what I don't like. The firefighters are allowing these people to stand within a few feet of this. And what's going to happen is we got a bigger wall coming. That's that's downstream. And these people can get hurt. Why are they being permitted to stand there? And why are you being that stupid to stand there? I don't understand.
In her house. Only one
I live here,
survived.
y'all.
She
This
knows
is
it
my
right now.
home.
That's the only one that they can find. I talked to another gentleman.
This road goes through. I can tell you that there's no road there anymore because of the way the water's moving and splashing. It's not running. That road is destroyed.
A car float away with somebody inside. He was trying to get their attention. He was trying to help out, but I guess he was denied the help. The window was rolled up and that car was just submerged in the water. So even here in Center Point, it looks like we might have additional fatalities. I'm trying to talk to DPS right now. He's actually standing a little bit towards my window right now, and he's going to give me some more information. But this is it's a pretty scary situation. Where I'm at right now, what you're looking at is going to be in Center Point, and this is, believe it or not, this is San Antonio Street. I believe it's FM 480 as well, and you can just see the water has reached this town. And it's just going over this bridge right here, again, FM 48. Also, just a heads up as well, a big highway over here, Texas State 27, that's also going to be completely shut down right in the middle of Center Point. So even for me, trying to get back to, let's say, Comfort or even get back to I-10, you actually can't go through Texas State 27 because that road is flooded as well. A lot of water that's reaching Center Point now. Japhanie.
All right. Thanks so much, Alex. Again, please.
Okay, guys, I'm going to switch back over here. I want to explain something. This here looks almost like a hurricane on land. It really does. I'm going to play this.
Some breaks of sun, and temperature should be climbing into the mid and upper 80s.
It's going to be humid as heck out here.
Continue to pray for folks.
See how it's circling and it's moving very, very slow. It's moving very, very slow.
San Antonio.
Where at last check, water rescues were taking place. Before we go to her, we got to look at this map real quick. Let's check out the different flooding stages that we've been talking about.
Okay, this is perfect. That Kerrville dot's close to my home. Ingram and Hunt. I was at Hunt last night at the historic Hunt store, and it is destroyed or severely
damaged. The biggest
damaged.
area of concern is along Highway 39 near Hunt, which is west of Kerrville. Patty Santos in Kerr County right now. Good morning, Patty. What's going on?
Hey there. Good morning, guys. It has been quite a morning for the community here. They are waking up to see all of this debris that has been left all over. And of course, to the news that there are deaths as a result of this flooding. We are in the Arcadia Loop community. This is an actual community with homes. One of these homes was actually moved off the ground, but it looks like folks are coming in to pick up whatever they can this morning from that home, and we're going to try to talk to them here in a little bit. Obviously, this is a very difficult situation. A lot of these people, this is their home. This is everything that they have, and within a matter of minutes, everything is lost. But we're continuing to take a look at just how powerful the storm was this morning, how much damage it left behind, and the crews that continue to look for some of these individuals that are missing, that are reported missing. A lot of them in RVs, communities that did not get the warning in time that they needed to evacuate. They were probably sleeping at night. Some of the reports saying that there were people that were yelling for help as their RV was floating down the river. But again, this is the community right now, just south of Ingram, Arcadia Loop, the storm leaving a lot of debris behind and a lot of flooding damage for some of these communities. Well, we're going to bring you more updates here shortly. We'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, I want to share these pictures. This is the Hunt store. This is over 100-year-old store in the middle of nowhere in a little itty bitty town called Hunt. This is a road that this is a bridge, and this bridge is about in the middle of this bridge here that I am showing you is approximately 20 feet above, and this is after the runoff. You can tell it's done, but this is going into Hunt. This is a gazebo where they have a little town. I mean, it's just really a post office and a store, but they have this little big gazebo where they have some community activities. But this is devastating. I literally was there with a friend last night. We literally were at that place last night and severely damaged and destroyed. So it is horrible. I'm trying to get you over on this one now.
On how I'm just discouraging.
Okay, so here is early this morning.
Cars floating through here.
There's a car floating through. This here is the mall. My shop is a half a mile from this. Half a mile. The post office, the hospital is up here at the top. You can see the hospital parking lot, and all that is back there. Louis Hayes Park, this is a 40 feet above floodwaters. Y'all, 40 feet. Let's go here.
Center Point fire. So Center Point, which is, if you know your Texas map, Center Point's just southeast of Kerrville. It's essentially what you tell there on the side of the road.
I eat that restaurant all the time.
Also, it looks like we're being told, and you can see from the flashing lights, that road getting hammered.
2 feet in 3 hours.
Okay. This is a good view of the bridge this morning. It is literally at 40 feet here. See that big tall building right there? And you see these grove of trees, and you come, my shop is where that arrow is.
Can
right
you say
there.
that again?
Right here is where my shop is. Wow.
Just for emphasis there, how fast and how tall?
So the Guadalupe River in Hunt, this was about an hour ago. I got a report that it rose 30
minutes up the road
in 3 hours.
Wow.
So
20 feet in 3 hours.
36.6 feet. It was up over 34 feet an hour ago. So most likely that's just going to continue to rise. The concern is that's all flowing downstream. So Kerrville now getting into that major flood stage, and it will continue farther downstream into a Center Point. This is a different, they will probably close that bridge because
they did.
The water is nearing right under the bridge. So most likely they're going to close that soon. I mean, just look at that. That is a tremendous amount of rain. This is similar to the major flood of 1987, happened July 16th and 17th there in the Hill Country. It was a deadly flood.
Dr. Bullbetter.
That's just taking everything in its path. Again, that is the Guadalupe River in Kerrville. Now let's look at live power Doppler radar. So that is that flash flood emergency along the Guadalupe from Hunt to Kerrville.
As we've been saying all morning.
And he's
Photo
going
journalist
to
David Mendoza is on his way there in road cam. And David,
the treetops, you can see things, debris floating down the river. It's hard to tell what exactly that is. There was some video from earlier that was dark right there, right.
Okay, so you guys know.
Right up at 7 o'clock, and we're continuing to follow.
Just to give you an idea of the power of the water, the standard flow. Okay, I'm gonna back this up a little. Okay, when you go rafting or tubing, a comfortable tubing water rate of speed is 5. This is a cubic meters per inch running. Okay. It's 120,000 cubic meters, whatever per inch, whatever. That is a wall heading towards Comfort, Texas from Kerrville. insane. I used to live over there. Not anymore, not for 10 years. Arcadia Loop. Look at the water line. Sorry, guys, my bad. I'm trying to get the video up. There we go. Got it up.
So
I
let's
know.
first start with the rainfall where it is now.
I'm sorry. I'm focused because I've got alerts coming up and they're in froze. We are still getting extreme rain. So if I'm slow to get something up, please don't holler. I'll get it there. It's just glitchy.
And we're now starting to get another heavy band of rain that is starting to move over those areas that have been affected by the flooding. This could cause some rises again. Now, the bulk of the rise in the river is moving downstream at this point. But if we were to get another round of heavy rain, it would be something that we would need to consider. And of course, first responders are still out there doing work and making sure that everyone is safe. So that is kind of the first concern. It's light rain right now in Kerrville, but heavier rain just off to your west. I'm going to pause this now, and we can look at the 24-hour rainfall totals. And these have been nothing short of incredible. So we see that purple color. That is where the bulk of the rain fell this morning. And it happened in about a 3-hour period. But we're estimating about
9 inches in 3 hours, y'all.
8 to 10 inches of rain. And with that much rain and the geography of the hill country, all that water rushed into the Guadalupe. And by the way,
let's do this. See all this here? By the topography, this is higher than Kerrville. This area here, elevation is higher, and all that water will flow, and it literally does. See, this yellow here is the road, but the all of this water will flood directly into Kerrville. All of those headwaters, you got the Guadalupe, and then it has the fingers that come out. All of those fingers in the main part will flood down into Kerrville, and then it goes downstream into Hunt, Ingram, then Kerrville, then Center Point, then Comfort, and then Bernie. So Bernie is a little northern. It's higher up. It doesn't have the river like we do. And running through town. It will flood, but it doesn't have the river running through town.
That road right there actually matches the South Fork of the Guadalupe River. So all that water came into the Guadalupe River, and now it is moving downstream. Kerrville had major flood stage with Guadalupe, and now we're starting to see that move towards Comfort. Now, Alex is reporting from Center Point, which is about right here, and we know that it looks like the water is still very high there. So Comfort would be next in line. So that wall of water and possibly major flood stage there in Comfort would be moving in here soon over the next couple of hours, and then eventually into parts of Kendall County. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the headlines here. If you're just watching us here in San Antonio and want to get the kind of the bottom line forecast here, is the Guadalupe River is what we have to be most concerned with, not only now, but through the rest of today, because that floodwater, again, those floodwaters will work their way downstream. So Kerr initially, Kendall, that's starting to happen now, and then Comal eventually. So be alert. And as I said earlier, if you have plans to camp or be along the Guadalupe River today, you may want to rethink that. Maybe you're going tubing or
We will not have the fireworks because they were washed away. The fireworks are usually set, if I'm correct. Yeah, they were already set. The fireworks, I think, were at Louis Hayes Park. They put them on a barge or on a. We have a little island that they may have shot them off. I don't know how they were doing. I don't know how they were setting it up. They depending on who was doing it, but we had a big stage, concert music stage with the instruments, the speakers, and all that set up for the musicians. We had all the food trucks. We had vendors. We had first response vehicles. The I don't know if the police got them out of there in time. I hope they did, but a lot of damage and a lot of destruction. We witnessed a person getting pulled out of the river live earlier in the stream, and this is catastrophic. And we don't even know how many are dead yet. We do know that there are deaths, multiple. We do know that there are vehicles that have been washed downstream. No news as to those people.
Or you had planned to go tubing. It's not to say that the river is high where, New Braunfels or whatever they're right now. And it may take several hours, but just know that as that water, especially as it feeds into Canyon Lake, it's going to be roaring. San Antonio,
Canyon Lake,
morning light
I will
rain.
tell you, this is what Canyon Lake needs to replenish because Canyon Lakes is 40 feet down. It's a big lake, and it is so low that people have made roads where water used to cover for years.
No flooding here. And we think that the rain's going to let up a little bit as we head towards midday. We still could see a few showers into the afternoon. Now, as it stands right now, keeping our fingers
We
crossed,
have rain
the fireworks
running
should be
through
dry.
5
It's not to
o'clock,
say
and
couldn't
then
see a
we
few
get
showers
more
around,
building.
but we think that the odds of rain come down. Now, tonight could be a little bit of a different story. We may see some of this redevelop. This weekend, spotty rain Saturday, and then warmer on Sunday. So let's look
Fireworks to be
at
dry, no.
what we got going on today as far as the forecast, and 60% chance rain now. This is San Antonio, mind you.
Yeah, this is not my neck of the woods. I only had a few hours, not even 3 hours sleep. 6 have been declared dead at this point. 6 people have been. Boston police sergeant charged allegedly 3. Oh gosh, I'm not going to even say it. Okay, guys. So we.
Godspeed. There's a church behind me, and we are not to Lane Valley Road yet. So we are west of Lane Valley Road. You've heard people talk about Lane Valley and it being impassable. I heard you just a minute ago say that, people sent video from earlier on Lane Valley when it was when the water was still coming up, and so we're just a little bit west of that, if you can imagine it. And now, these guys are trying to
rescue a man.
Can you see that man, Sue, in the tree?
Look at the kid.
Right now, if Sue,
okay, we're just going to stay with this.
Yeah, there's a man. Sue said she heard people screaming, Sue, and I'm assuming it is that gentleman who first responders are trying to help out right there, and that water is moving fast.
Yeah, there he is. Awesome.
Oh, they got him.
They got the guy. You're watching a live shot. We're out of Center Point right now. We are in just outside of Center Point. Sue Kalberg is on the scene. Sue, did you hear?
We have at least 6 fatalities, at least.
Person yelling for help?
It is so noisy out here with the rain and the traffic. I know for sure that I heard one person screaming, but as you saw, when they put that guy in the boat, they were pointing upstream. So I don't know if there's another person, but maybe they'll rescue one fellow, and then if there's more people, they will go back and get them. Common sense would indicate you'd save one person and then go on to the next. But We're going to know more in just a minute here.
Yeah, but you're not hearing any other
Actively
yells.
Hear anybody screaming? I'm not hearing any other screams at this point, but they were pointing upstream as if maybe there's somebody else. You see, he's still pointing.
And
They're
he
going to
looks
try to
like
get him out of the water.
a young
Looks to be a
kid.
relatively young man.
Yeah. Looks like maybe he's woken up.
And as I said,
okay, I'm going to critique this. They only have one extra life vest in that raft. That's not good. They should not be moving this man without that life vest on, because the currents underneath are very strong and he could still be swiped away again. So I don't like that they took the life vest off of him.
In this area, we saw RVs
even there
float downstream, just out of our line of sight here. RVs, parts of buildings. He keeps pointing back over his shoulder, and the boat is gone again now. The boat is back out in the water.
I want to show y'all something real quick. Kerrville is here, which is where I am. This is the Guadalupe. It curves over here. So where it says Texas 4th, that is Hunt. And then we have Ingram. Then we have Kerrville. Right in where that green line is where the bridge is, and it's 40 feet over the banks. Then it goes south into Center Point, which is where they are talking about right now. Then it goes to Comfort, and it weaves around, as you can see, into Spring Branch. And then we're behind this man here is the Canyon Lake, which has been in such hot drought that this will probably only give it a quarter of the water it needs to refill. But just so y'all can see the river path and understand where we are.
Earl, where's the umbrella? We're going to go on.
We're
gonna. I'm undercover right now.
Wow, is that a top of a
Evo Queen? This is going on this morning. Early this morning. We got 9 inches of rain, approximately, depending on estimated average, depending on where you live, anywhere from 6 to 9 inches of rain in 3 hours. I would estimate this really started. I came up to the shop. I left my home at about 1 o'clock in the morning. Between 1 and 2, I couldn't sleep. I wasn't comfortable. And I decided to come to our shop and get some of my college homework submitted and done. And, so I would say between 4 and 7 this morning is when this wall of water came through. It is horrific. I've lived here since 2002. The last flood of this caliber, well, close to this, was 2002, but the one that they keep referencing is 1987.
There's something really large on top of a house floating down the river. It's headed for those first responders.
If we can,
we're live streaming, so we're live streaming.
Live
TV. Get the hell out of the camera view.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the hospitality. You're not going to chase us out of here, are you? Yeah. Tell me. Come over here and talk to me and tell me what you know. What are we looking at here?
Has this started going back down?
Not yet. Somebody said there's a house floating downstream. Is there a house floating downstream right there?
Oh, a house floating.
Probably.
No.
I see a roof line.
Is that right there?
Yeah, is that a house on the move, or does that house belong there?
If anything, that's not a house.
It's just a roof.
Storage shed.
A storage shed.
It's a storage shed. It's not a house.
Okay. Earl, go get that guy.
That's 8.
Okay.
That is 8 feet right there.
Okay, y'all just come with me. We're gonna. Yes, they just got it. This is him. Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to be mean, but you need to leave the electric company and the first responders alone and let them do their job. And leave. Don't go after that young man. Leave him alone. He's gone through hell.
Your heart goes out for that
He's
young man who just
probably
was clinging
Yeah.
to a tree
Walking.
to try and save his life.
Literally 60 seconds ago, rescuers pulled him out of that tree to get him out of that flood water. And this young man wasn't out there by himself. There are
No.
other people that have to be out in the.
My home is safe. Water did get up to the doors of my neighbors. I don't know if it actually got into the house. I could see the water line where it got up to their doorsteps, or right up to their doors. Early this morning, my yard is built up by decorative border rock, and I built my yard up. A lot of the yards kind of have a slope, so the water has no resistance. I built mine up to make it flat, and I had that border rock. Thank God that we did years ago. That's protected us from the water getting into our home. So thank God for that. My monkey is fine and safe. The house is fine and safe, but we had trees down, big trees down in the backyard. We're going to have to deal with that. But we still have more rain to come, a lot more rain possibly to come. The shop is safe. The ceilings seem to be not leaking, because the last time we had big rain, it leaked and they fixed it. But I am devastated to hear that we've had as many people pass away. It is very difficult for me, because my fire department is 2.5 hours away. I'm a volunteer firefighter with Fort McGavitt. I cannot get there. But I am emergency services volunteer chaplain, so I do have my FireCom radio. So we heard the call out for an ambulance for the person that was found deceased, and we saw that live here. So this is really, really, really difficult for me not to be out there. I am the one who's usually out there helping people, but I am not physically able to do that right now. So I'm here with you guys. But I know reporters are trying to do their job. I get it, but they need to learn to let these first responders take care of business. Even though you can see they're powwowing over there, they're discussing, they're strategizing, they're trying to find out where to go, who's next. And these news people need to leave them the hell alone.
The rescue boat immediately turned around.
In my humble opinion.
I would ask the state.
I don't know why that went there, but let's go back over here. Let him describe this weather for you so you know what's going on.
If you were planning to go to a river or stream, and especially, again, Guadalupe River there in the Hill Country, just avoid it if you can today. All right, we're going over to RJ now to look at what's going on with some of the roads you've been keeping close tabs on.
Yeah. I was born in Bristol. That's right. I'm born in Bristol, Tennessee. Oh. Yes, we had high winds up to 50 miles an hour last night, and the tree is on the fence, so we will have to find a way to get it cut down and removed eventually, but all is good at the moment. We have more weather coming our way, and this is nationwide news. We have at least 6, if not more, 8 or more people dead at this point. The numbers are not exactly known. And a wall of water is heading through Comfort and into Centerpoint. Through Centerpoint, going into Comfort right now. Sorry, that was a family member checking in on us. Surprised my mom hasn't called. Okay, just so you guys know, those are hopping in. This map here, I'll show you where I live.
DriveTexas.org. That is TxDOT's website that does reporting for flooding. But we are going to also give you a quick update.
I live where that arrow is.
That First United Methodist Church, that's on Thompson Drive, has been established as a shelter for people that have been displaced due to flooding. So again, the city of...
If I was still with the American Red Cross, I would be there. I would be a shelter manager at this point, but I'm not.
Kerrville. We're going to focus in on that one in just a little bit, but a couple of things that are definitely catching my attention right now as I kind of scroll through the Drive Texas website. We do have flooding right here on State Highway 27. That is an area that initially we were not getting reports of flooding over the roads, but that is been updated to reflect some flooding right there for Highway 27 coming off of I-10, 1340, FM 1340. Of course, this is our entire stretch of Highway 39 right there, which basically goes from Hunt to Ingram. This right here has been in place for a while now. That's FM 1338. And as I make my way a little bit further south, This has also been an area of concern too. This is Highway 16 all the way down towards Medina. So Medina River obviously running through here, but now reports of some significant flooding on Highway 16. This is a big chunk of road right here, basically going from
Sorry about that. All of this blue right here goes down into the Kerrville. Kerrville is in a valley. So all of the elevation around us is higher than us. So all of this blue here looks like it would be flowing away from Kerrville and down. Not necessarily. A lot of this elevation is higher than us. So everything kind of floods into Kerrville. And then our Hunt, Ingram, Kerrville area then goes to Centerpoint and Comfort and on into eventually Canyon Lake, which desperately needs
north
this.
of Kerrville right here, all the way down to Medina for all of our folks out there. And it appears to be only getting worse for everyone out there. 2107 is now seeing some flooding on the roads. FM 337 as well. Let's take you back over to Centerpoint right here, because as Alex mentioned earlier, Highway 27 completely.
Okay, this is a live picture. The water is receding. Thank you, Jesus, but it will rise again. We have more rain coming. Now you can see how much damage, is done. It's receding. All of this was underwater all the way up to the bridge, and it was all the way up to this line here. It was up to the street. Coming up all over here, and it is starting to recede. Unfortunately, though, it really is, you can see. But it is starting to rain again. I will tell you, this will empty quickly. By this afternoon, this will be probably half as over as it is. Somebody's texting me. So all of this building that you see here, all of this was underwater. All of that was underwater. And I'm glad to see the building's still there. The splash park is destroyed, which was right here. The fish is gone. I want to see if I can zoom in on that. No, it won't let me. The little fish thing that was gone, it was there, is now gone. It was a sculpture. It was a huge historical thing for us. No, I'm not mute. Oh, I was earlier. So, y'all, this is pretty bad. Look at it. And isn't it amazing how this bridge survives? This bridge has survived so many storms. Oh my gosh, on alternate jurors on X, we have 800 viewers on alternate juror. Thank you guys so much for viewing. 141 on 141 on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. This is the aftermath. My shop is just back over in this area over here. Let me get this so you can see my pointer. My shop business literally is right over there. Right over here. So we were pretty close. But what's devastating is we have, I think they said 9 people now potentially deceased. But look how wonderful that bridge upheld. Now, onto the left side of this bridge, just out of camera view, we had a massive stage for bands. We had some of the people had their food trucks out there. Buzzy's Barbecue, he was a Pitmaster USA champion years back. His pit was down there. I believe it is gone. I'm not 100%, but his barbecue place is right down the street from where I live. He lives a block away from me, and I did not see his pit. The last time I saw it last night, when we left here at about 11 o'clock at night, was down at the river. We had all the musicians' instruments. The band was fully set up. The speakers, everything was set up for the 4th of July. All the emergency police vehicles were staged. You see this little, wrong screen. You see this little box here? Up here is where all of the SWAT team vehicles, incident command vehicles, and everything were set up. I hope they were able to evacuate them. Just on the other side of these trees is our grocery store called HEB. Back here, there you go. You can see the sign. But from the ground to the top is 40 feet. That looks like that maybe, I don't even know what all that is. But from the ground to the top of this, the bottom of the bridge is 40 feet, and the water was up to 40 feet. We have 980 viewers right now from all over the world. Thank you so much for view. This is my hometown. I live here. My home is okay. We do have some wind damage and trees down. Thank God it's a pier and beam home, and I built the front of the yard up. It looks almost like this wall here. See this wall here? That's about 1.5 feet high, 2 feet high. No, I take that back. That's 4 feet. That's 4 or 5 feet right there. Because there's a disability ramp. These are bathrooms, but all of this here, the splash is gone. The splash pad that we had that everybody would love is gone. No moss. All the covered pavilions. They just built an exercise pavilion where people can go and use certain types of equipment. Is gone. That's what you're seeing here is gone. The park is gone. This is gone. They just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building stuff for the community, and it's all gone. This is devastation for our community. More importantly, what's devastating is the loss of life. And I think the sad thing is that this came up in the middle of the night, and most people were not prepared for this at all. People were asleep, did not get the warnings. Yeah, devastation. Now we're concerned about other people. 6 have been reported dead up to right now, but now we're looking at potentially 2 more. So the water is, I'm trying to see if I can get y'all some. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. So you guys just keep my community in prayer. There was a helicopter rescue here. Let me share this.
Rescue happening
over at River, near the water, over by River Run Camp. This is where one of our photographers is stationed at, and I guess he is capturing a water rescue that's happening right now.
Hard to see where exactly he is over. You know, the flooding and some of the other parts, quite honestly, appears to be worse than what we're seeing here. Oh, we got some audio. Oh, there it is. You can see you see someone being pulled up. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what that victim must be thinking.
Well, and it's difficult for some of these game wardens who are out on the boats trying to get everyone to dry land safely, simply because there's a lot of debris in the water. They don't know
familiar with
exactly
this right here.
what
I
they're
know this
going up
area.
against, and sometimes I'm reading on Facebook, sometimes people are missed. The boats have missed them. Please be patient as these emergency officials are doing the best they can to get to everyone. But that was a live water rescue from our.
Mind you, these people do train for water rescue. Oh my gosh, we have over 1,000 people watching between X and YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. This is my hometown. I live very near to all this. We don't get these floods very often of this caliber, so they do train and they're very trained, but it's not like we're in a big city in San Antonio and we have 15 different units that can go out. It is limited, and people are having to get into Kerrville to help us. Fort McGavitt, which is my volunteer fire department near Menard Volunteer Fire Department can't even get up to Water Lane to look for an extracted stranded person. So my fire department, 2 hours north of here, there's a stranded person who's been stuck for several hours. Cannot even get to them at this point. So please send up your prayers. There's so much need right now.
Fernando, being able to pluck that person from the river.
Like I
right
said, I
now
am a
we are
volunteer
learning about a
firefighter.
life-threatening situation happening northwest of San Antonio in Kerrville right now. Flash flooding along the Guadalupe
by the way, this is earlier today.
River.
Rania
I'm
Kaur
on
with
radio,
our sister
so-
station Kent is covering the situation right now this morning. She's right next to the river, in fact. She spoke with Kerrville police about what's going on.
Right now, we're on the phone with Sergeant Jonathan Lamb with the Kerrville Police Department. He's the one that's been keeping me updated on this evolving situation. And Sergeant, what can you tell us right now? You mentioned just a little bit ago that swift water assets are on their way.
Hey, good morning, Ron. Yeah, it's been a hectic morning for our Kerrville Police Department and our Kerrville Fire Department. They're conducting rescues this morning and evacuations from flooded areas. We know that we have some people who are unable to get out. Those people are sheltering in place safely right now, and we have some swift water rescue apparatuses on our way. And some of those are arriving now through our
And we have
mutual aid
possible more
agreements with
DOA.
other police and fire departments around the area.
Y'all peacefully be praying. We may have another person who's unalive.
The last word that we had from the National Weather Service was that the river was expected to crest around 9 in the morning. So that's about an hour and 15 minutes from now. And they said they estimated the water height would be 29 feet. So we don't think the worst is over yet. We're asking anyone in town lives anywhere near the Guadalupe River to evacuate if you can do so safely. If you can't evacuate, reach out to us. Let us know that you need evacuation, and we will get to you as quickly as possible. Our fire department and our police department are continuing to conduct.
We are a small community of 25,000. We have one police department and our fire. Well, everybody has one police and fire department, but we are maxed out. And I'm sure that they have called in reinforcement. We did see a lot of when we went to our home to try to get to our home to check on it. En route, we did see. And by the way, we got more thunder. We got more rain coming right now. I'll show you radar in a second. But we did have a lot of game wardens here. We had state troopers. Everybody and their brother is here. Let me show you here on radar. I'm going to zoom in. It's almost like a little hurricane on land. This was at 9:45 this morning. We are now at 11. This is where we are now. But it is just circling. It is starting to break apart. But here you can see near Junction. It's building. Hopefully it will fall apart. But we do have other rain. If it doesn't fall apart, that will hit us. I'm hoping it will fall apart. But this is just from, this is not from 3-4 o'clock in the morning. This is just from 9 a.m. So we have gotten in some areas more than 9 inches of rain in a matter of a few
Evacuations and
hours.
rescues right now. And our reunification area is Walmart. That's 2106 Junction Highway in Kerrville, and
Yep.
we are working on getting a actual indoor shelter set up. When we have that information, we'll push that out. We ask folks to not call 911 with requests for flooding updates. Our dispatchers are extremely busy. Monitor your local news station, radio stations, and our social media page, and we will push out updates as quickly as we can.
Sergeant Lamb, at this point, have you guys conducted any water rescues, or are you not able to, again, because you don't have that equipment just yet?
No, we have been conducting many water rescues overnight into the morning hours. I think this started around 04. And the last 3 or 4 hours, our guys have been out wading through water and getting people to safety. I don't have specifics on that because the guys who are doing that are still out there doing that. I'm just hearing it on the radio. They're pulling people out of vehicles. They're pulling people out of homes and apartments that are flooded, and getting them to safety.
Where is that equipment coming from, Sergeant?
I don't have specifics on which agencies are bringing that. I just know that's through our emergency management center that we're bringing that in.
Sergeant, how long do we know what the estimated time of arrival is for that equipment that's coming?
Yeah, I really don't. I just know that it's en route.
Sergeant, from where I'm standing on Sidney Baker Street, we're able to see a house. Do we know the number of homes or apartment buildings that are impacted along the Guadalupe River right now?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that kind of specific information and won't be able to get that to y'all for a while.
Sergeant, what's the biggest thing you want people to know at this point? Is there any reports of anybody missing?
I don't have that information. The most important thing that I would say right now to anyone who can hear me is if you live within 100 yards or so of the Guadalupe River, and it looks like, again, the river is not crested yet, we ask you to move to a safe location as quickly as possible. Don't wait. And we'd also ask that if you're not able to get to safety, to let us know, and we will get to you as quickly as we can.
Sergeant, you mentioned that there were some streets that were experiencing some localized flooding. Are those the same streets? Are there more streets at this point now?
I don't have a complete list, but I can.
Guys, this is 8:30 in the morning. This is somewhat
Familiar with
older,
that
but I
area.
wanted to let some people know who were hopping on what we were doing.
Eventually, let's loop it back to 12 hours. And there are bullseye spots that have picked up closer to 15 inches of rainfall. That is why this particular area is under an emergency.
I'm going
And
to
you'll
go back.
notice
I'm going to go back in
is
here.
why this particular area, 6 hours. Let's loop it back to 12 hours.
All right, see, Menard, that is near where my volunteer fire department is, and they've had almost 15.
And there are bullseye spots that have picked up closer to 15 inches of rainfall.
So
That
they're there.
is why this
I'm down
particular
here.
area.
So I'm here. Menard is up here, but just underneath the L. So that's how far I have to go to get to. You go up Junction, and my fire department's right about where my arrow is, somewhere in that area. But anyway, so we still, I'm going to be showing you some more water stuff in a minute, but I'm waiting for someone to hop onto my live. I need to give an update. There's some people I've told people watch my live so I can update everybody here. It is so hard to update everybody, so I'm waiting for a certain person to hop on, and then I'm going to continue. But Kerrville is right here, and this is the river area that is that flooded. So let's listen to her a little more.
Is under an
okay, there we go. He's here. Okay, Fredericksburg Metalworks. Fredericksburg is literally right here. They are just outside of the Kerrville area. They too are getting some rain. But I'm going to show my radar on my iPad. For those of you who don't know, I am a storm chaser, so I kind of know a little bit of what I'm talking about. This here is at 9:20 in the morning. As you can see, it was rotating pretty slowly. Now this is what we look like now in the center. As you can see, here's Fredericksburg, just kind of over here right under the flash flooding. And then Kerrville, of course. It is going to continue to wrap around in a westerly circle pattern, and it will dissolve or I can't say it, dissipate, whatever. It's going to dissolve. And as you can see, again, at about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the rain is starting to collapse. We are just going to be getting a lot of rain. And by about 5 p.m., it's going to be high and dry for a little bit. But then let me do this, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to try something. Hold on. I'm going to get me this way. Let me go to this. That's much better. Here we go. Let's re-loop this so everybody can see. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit, try and get San Antonio. There we go. So this is what the weather's going to look like after 1, 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock. So it's going to dissipate. And then there is a chance for rain to come back later this evening. But this is just a glimpse of what we saw Some parts of our area has received up to 15 inches north of us. The average is between 6 and 9 inches in our area. But it looks like we are going to be good for a while. I think the worst is over. As you can see, this here over here, Junction gets a lot more rain than we do. Everybody's a higher elevation. Everything will flow into Kerrville because we are in the lowest part of the hill country and the lowest part of the Guadalupe at that point as it goes downstream. But if you can see the Junction, the red cells and goes to yellow, it's going to dissipate and it's just going to clear up for us. And thank God, Lord knows we do need to dry out. So thank you so much. We have almost 1,100 people between alternate jurors and YouTube. YouTube, we got 140 alternate jurors. We on X, we have 953 people watching. Thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and just end this live for a little bit. I need to come down from this. I have not had breakfast. I haven't had coffee. Oh, I want to show this real quick. This is where we stand right now. Let me get us back on task on this. Let me get volume up. This is underneath that big bridge. As you can see, the water literally was up to this point right here. It was up here. The base of the bridge here is 40 feet to the bottom. This, all of this area is all of the 4th of July stuff is gone. There will be no 4th of July.
Parks, RV parks,
fireworks, everything
it's
washed
4th of
away.
July weekend, so a lot of folks are out there camping, and crews are trying to figure
Thank
out.
God that wasn't a body.
We want to make sure that everyone is
No.
accounted for. So
Don't let it be a body.
I know that we have our
Friend
reporter
Meadow
Jay
Board,
Avila.
thank you
He's
so
headed
much
out
for
towards
checking
Camp
in.
La Junta. That is a popular boys
It's
camp.
not Camp La Junta, it's Camp La Junta. Camp La Junta is how they say it.
Hoping
La
to get
Junta.
more information there. We've got another reporter headed
La
out
Junta.
to Ingram Elementary School, a
La
reunification
Junta.
center that's out in
Not how
Ingram.
they say it.
So we'll have folks there. We had Christina De Leon over at the reunification center at the Walmart off of Junction Highway. So we will be checking in.
That's a mile from my
with
house.
all of those reporters,
I think it's
hopefully,
more like
once they get there.
2 miles.
You know what strikes me about all this? And so we went
As a
from
crow
a
flies,
live
it's a
picture
mile.
in Comfort to this is now a picture. I know it says Kerrville at the bottom, but I believe this is Ingram. Yes, this is Fernando shot, guys.
Yeah, this is Ingram.
This is the Ingram City Park, right? And so I'm just looking and I'll talk to.
I mean, it is fast moving. I mean, I can describe this as being an ocean. You just see further out, it's just continuous water. I mean, you can like you wouldn't even notice.
Those first responders making sure.
Wow, we got some lightning hitting right about now. Let me get back on that radar. Yeah, we had a nice thunder
Probably
clap.
going to be knocking on some doors, saying, "Hey."
Oh, the fish survived! Oh my God, the fish survived! Y'all, you have no idea. This is very historical. Everything's destroyed. The water pad's gone. Everything's gone. The fish lives. It is made up of little itty bitty tile. It's a mosaic. And it is a very big historical thing in our community. It lived.
They were under a bridge to kind of help shelter them a little bit from that heavy rain.
That makes me feel good. Something survived. Louise Hayes
All
Park
right, so the press
flood
conference is beginning. If you've
2025.
got access, let's go. Okay, so this is live television, and that's what happened. So they're doing when they begin. So we have a crew there, and when
You can see
someone
the wall
begins
fell
talking
over.
and saying the things that you need to know, we will go to them. I will tell you, if you're just tuning in, severe, historic is the appropriate word. Historic and
Beyond.
devastating flooding in Kerr County, parts now of Kendall County. It includes Comfort, Ingram, Hunt, Kerrville.
Okay, just so you know, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to come back just a second. Do you see that fence line right here? That's how high the water was on that. This is a playground area that has been destroyed. This used to have a water pad, exercise, community exercise thing out there. It's all gone. I had a dear friend of mine and we took a drive out to the Hunt store, which is very damaged. It's over 110, 120-year-old store. It's a historical site. And we drove all the way. All of everything that we drove was underwater. That park we went to in Ingram, destroyed, underwater. I wonder if the swing survived. We do have 6 confirmed dead. On the back side of this, so there will be no 4th of July celebrations. I think our city will, of course, be respectful and be mourning for those who have deceased. I just want to say to all the people out there who have lost family in my community, my heart goes out to you, deepest of sympathy. This is devastating. Oh, whoa. Did the mural survive? Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Let me go back. Okay. All of this over here is where the 4th of July is going to happen.
All these trees over here that once provided shade in the park are now bent at a...
You see that this metal thing right here? That was the base to the pavilion cover. That is now gone. The pavilion cover that is now gone. Everything is gone.
45-degree angle. So if you remember at the top of the shows when I was here and the flood was just happening, this whole area, the roof above me is about 25 feet. So we had water almost 45 feet above my head right now, just
40 feet
rushing through here at an incredible speed, destroying anything in its path. It destroyed all.
We actually Googled the height of that bridge, 40 feet.
I also saw maybe some first responders out here moments ago testing devices in the water to, I'm guessing, test how strong the current is.
The current normally flows at about 5 cubic feet. Whatever it is, it was flowing at 120,000 cubic per inch. It was, It was insane.
On this water currently right now.
Normally 5.
This park is absolutely in shambles. I do not believe that there will be any sort of firework 4th of July celebration happening at this.
They all washed away, dude. The fireworks are probably washed away. Unless they were going to set them up last night. Okay, guys. All lives are precious, and to the families who have lost loved ones, our hearts go out to you. This did hit. We were told and warned that there would be flash flooding, but not to the level that we had. A lot of people probably died because one house, there were some houses floating down the river. That does not surprise me in this area, but it's very scary and it's very unfortunate. And it's going to take some time for this community to rebuild. But one thing that's wonderful about this community is we help each other. As with most communities, we are there for each other. And I want to ask everybody viewing this, I know I have people all over the world watching this, so that if you would please pray for the victims, pray for the safety of my fellow first responders, and everybody else that is out there risking their lives to keep everybody safe. I'm going to say that if you live in this area or if you were ever exposed to a flooding situation, please do not get within 15 feet of the bank. So many people want to stand right up at the water's edge, and they don't realize that water can quickly rise and trapping you and your vehicle. So please be safe. Do not go through barricades. Do not go, even if the water's not covering the road anymore, it is barricaded. There may be more water coming. So just please be respectful and obey the laws. Take care of each other. I am going to sign off. I need to take care of some business here. I am very grateful, thankful that I am safe and all my loved ones are safe. So everybody, please try to have a good 4th of July weekend. We will not be having a 4th of July here. We will be celebrating in spirit, but we will not have the big city celebration. Also, be prayerful for all those people who had their business and venues down there. We had Pitmaster Buzzy's Barbecue. Mr. Buzzy was the Pitmaster champion in the United States from Kerrville. His a historic pit was, I believe, down at the river. They were set up, and I believe it's gone. I'm praying that it not, but I don't hold much hope because he usually leaves it overnight. And unless somebody was able to get a hold of him, but when I drove by the restaurant today, I drive by it every day because it's on my way out of my house, and he lives 2 blocks from me. And the restaurant in one direction, restaurant's half a mile in the other direction, and drive by it daily multiple times. It was gone. It wasn't there. So my heart goes out to him and everybody who suffered a loss. All right, guys. I thank you guys so much. All my mods, thank you so much. We will catch up with court maybe Sunday. We'll see what happens. We will get caught up with court. I am so sorry, Yana, that we are not sticking with the schedule. Unfortunately, this took precedence. But I thank you guys so much for your understanding and support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And remember, this could happen to anybody. So be safe, okay? And for all those who can celebrate 4th of July, please be safe. Please don't do anything stupid with firecrackers or whatever you call them. And just be smart, okay? With that, y'all have a fabulous 4th of July weekend. I'm going to go check on my friends. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time, take care.